So we're back from doing all of the shows now. Hampton Court finished Sunday just gone, it's Tuesday now. And Olivia, who does all the filming, she's the other side of the camera now, she mentioned that people probably don't know what happens to the plants when we bring them back. Now, if you've ever been to a big flower show, a lot of people will sell them off. Generally speaking, we don't do that because often they're stock plants. But plants that have sat in a marquee for, if a show's 5 days long, then it's normally sat in there for about 8 days. They never look all that good. Watering them is never particularly easy. You're lucky at the shows to get a hose to the stand. Normally it's by watering can, and that's a lot of plants to water if the weather's been very hot, so never look all that great. An example is this mint here. So believe it or not, we literally just cut them back for probably about 50% of all the herbs, because we exhibit quite a lot of mints, things like lemon balms as well, stuff like that. We cut them right back. So what we do when they come back, these are the trolleys, there's some more there of the display plants. They come back on trolleys, obviously been loaded on the van, they come back, and then we start sorting them for, in this case, for next year. So we literally just cut them all the way back for plants that will break from the base, that will grow from the base. So there's a couple of reasons we do this. Let's finish doing that. So cut them right back. So there's a few reasons we do it. One of the reasons is because the top growth on these plants, it's been stressed by being in the marquee and things like that, so not all that great. Often they're flowering as well, so if we want them for cuttings and things like that, that's not ideal. And the plant comes back a lot better. So like I said, a lot of the plants that we exhibit are actually our stock plants as well. So they're where we produce all of our plants for the plugs that we sell and things like that. So you end up with a plant like that, and being a mint and it being July, even really bad weather in July, this will start sprouting back really quickly, and you might even be able to see there's little sprouts on there already. So we start taking cuttings from this probably in about 5 weeks maybe. Can be that quick. Now the chilies we exhibit slightly different. Obviously we don't cut those back. I'll show you where they are now. So this year we exhibited quite a lot of new varieties, and some of those we'll be using, and almost all of those we'll be using for seed plants. So these aren't all back from shows, some of them are, and there's around about roughly about 100, 120 varieties here. We lay them out in sixes, sometimes more if they're a plant that doesn't produce all that much seed. And they're going to get what is effectively mosquito netting over the top of them when we start looking to collect the seed. So that's going to be fairly soon for some varieties. So yeah, they've just been put back in the relevant varieties. Some that are in these ornamental pots and stuff like that we put in another greenhouse just over there, and we might collect seed from them, or we might just eat the fruit, to be honest, if we've got enough. So yeah, that's what happens with them. None of them get wasted. Very, very rarely do we ever lose some plants. Occasionally you get the odd time that's been a lawn, and if you put it on the edge of a RHS display, people, believe it or not, will sometimes actually sit on the plants for a whole week. They never look all that good when they come back. So some of those potentially lose, but it's pretty rare. Probably out of the 5 displays we've done this year, we've probably only lost about 5 or 6 plants, bearing in mind it will be literally thousands of plants we've used over that period of time. So yeah, that's what happens.